And welcome YouTube to another Director's Corner. This is your director, Daniel Deathcaster, also known as GS Man I'm Smart. And today's Director's Corner will be all about the cast and administration of The Shadows of Greed, the recently released film in which we have the trailer, episode 1 and episode 2 already uploaded and posted on YouTube. So go ahead and check those out if you want. Our views are increasing by the day. We are working diligently on fixing up episode 3, 4, and 5, which will complete the movie, and those will be uploaded as soon as possible as well. Now, I know a lot of people see the episodes, and in the end, the credits are rolling down, and everyone sees the credits rolling down, and they see their names and the positions and what everyone does, but do they really know what each position is and what each position does to contribute to the making of the film? Well, don't worry, folks, we're going to talk about that today, and that's the exact reason why I've decided to make this Director's Corner about the positions and what each administrator and cast member does. And we're going to start it off by showing you some screenshots, and my assistant here who helped me make this Director's Corner, Samantha Rain Whisper, who is the main storyline writer and assistant set designer. She helped me here make these screenshots as she gave examples of what each job does, and I'll be explaining the screenshots and giving some more detail of each job. So let's go ahead and start it off with the producer. Now, usually the producer is the one who gets the information from the storyline writers and brings it up to the director, and they're usually the ones who say, okay, the new idea is a horror film, or the new idea is this, or the new idea is that. As we see in this screenshot here, Samantha is impersonating the producer, and the assistant producer and the producer do the same thing, only that they discuss about it and then bring up to me the director. As we see in this screenshot, the producer is telling me the idea, and I of course reply that I'm going to discuss it with everyone else, and we'll see how it works out. So that is basically the job of the producer, to just bring up the new ideas that either they have or that other people have given them, and bring it up to me. Now, the next thing we have here is the set designer, and this is actually a pretty interesting position, because they are the ones who choose where we're going to film. They are the ones who decide what should be on set, what should be off set, and as we see here in this screenshot, Samantha again impersonating a set designer, and usually the assistant set designer and the set designer discuss about it, and they say maybe this tree should go over there, or maybe this arc should go over there, or maybe we should have a different floor design or something like that. And as we see in this screenshot, she says maybe the tree would look better over there, and of course I'm gonna go ahead and go move it, and we'll see how it all plans out. So that's basically the job of the set designer, choosing where we're going to film and how it should look when we are filming. Now, the next thing here we have is the director and the cast member, basically. Now, the director, as I just said, is basically in charge of everything, alongside with the assistant director. But we'll talk about the assistant director a little later. And basically the director is the one who gets it all going. During filming, he says action, he has the camera ready, he has the camera angle ready, the take one scene ready, and just tells the people when we're ready, when we have to cut, when we did a mistake, and basically just makes the general overview decisions and decides what's going to happen next. But the story is strictly produced by storyline writers and producers. As we see in this screenshot right here, we have just an example of how we start filming. We say the title of the film, the part we're on, the scene, the camera angle, and the take we're on, and then action. Once the bubble here disappears, then the actors of the cast and actresses of the cast say their lines, and we start filming. And here's another screenshot we have of what happens when something goes wrong, or when we're just done with this scene. It's going to be cut, and then we're going to the next angle. And now let's go ahead and talk about the storyline writers. Now, the storyline writers are basically the ones who work with the producers and actually come up with the lines, or try to come up with the lines, but mainly they come up with the story. And Jacqueline and Samantha are our storyline writers for The Shadows of the Greed, and basically the producers as well. They came up with the great story, came up with it. I adjusted a few things, but basically the main theme was created by them, And as we see here in this screenshot here, the storyline writer basically spills the story out and tells us what the story is going to be about, the main key points, what's going to happen, what should happen, what shouldn't happen, what will be good ideas. It's basically something same like the producer, but the producer has a little more power than the storyline writers. Let's go ahead and move on to the admin. Now, admin basically stands for administration, and our administrative discipline administrator is Amy Moonwalker, and basically she is, you could call her a security guard, I guess. That's basically a crude way of saying it, security guard. Usually this is someone that is respected a lot, and if someone decides to come and step in while we're filming, she'll be right there and inform them that we're filming, and that they should please leave, or a report will have to be made if they don't comply, which basically means if they don't cooperate. So it's great to have a discipline administrator because the filming goes smoothly then. And let's go ahead and move on to the assistant director. Now, the assistant director and the director are basically the most important parts of the filmmaking. They don't make the story, but they do see and overview everything that is happening and make the main decisions. But basically everything is run by the cast and the administration. It's just that the director and assistant director make the final decisions. As we see in this screenshot, the assistant director basically communicates with the director what should be changed, if we need to do something different, if we don't need to do something different, basically what can be done better, or what can be fixed, or what we should do next. Basically just discussing the main key points. Now let's move on to the music editor and the movie editor. Now this is basically just the making of the film, how it's going to turn out. After we have gotten all of our video clips from our camera management team, which we'll be discussing later, the movie editor and music editor gets the music he wants, and gets the titles and all the graphics and the videos that we have, and puts them all together in a nice little film-like way, so when we upload it, it looks exactly like a film. And special effects are added here, pretty much everything here added in Windows Movie Maker. That's what we use. And as we see in the screenshot, we see the movie editor and music editor about to split something, because you have to cut it. They're basically the ones that are doing the cutting. If we messed up on something, they cut that out and leave the good stuff in, and basically editing the movie. Let's go on and move on to camera management. Now, the camera management is basically just like what it says. Is the camera, and basically takes shots of the film, records it, and that's usually me, because I'm the one, the editor also as well. So I'm usually the camera guy. So you have to stand against the surface where your back is against it, so it will look like something like this right here, a perfect view without yourself being in the shot. So it looks more like a real movie camera. So that's the good part of having something behind you, that it looks more realistic. And now let's move on to special effects. Now special effects, you can't really do much special effects, but there are some special effects that are quite efficient. And special effects is basically the same job as the movie editor. He makes the movie, seem like if it has to fade out or fade in, or these cool little transitions and stuff like that. Pretty basic. And lastly, move on to the graphic producer, or graphic designers, as you want to call it. We have two programs we use. We use Photoshop CS5, the trial version, or we basically use GIMP 2. Now, usually we prefer GIMP 2 because it's a lot simpler, but if we need to do something special, we use Photoshop. As we see here in these pictures, we are editing the main title here, main title cover in Photoshop, and in GIMP here, we're editing the episode 1 cover. And these things are also going to go in the main movie. So it's great to have a graphic producer to produce all the images that should be and are supposed to be within the movie. And that is pretty much all the positions. And next time you see the credits rolling down, you at least know what's happening, what job everyone does, and you'll have a better understanding. So, Daniel Deathcaster here, director of The Shadows of Greed. I'll be back sooner than you think.